don't see. And if ain't what you do, it's what you don't do. And it ain't what you say, but you need to find a way. Change, it's up to me and you. Yes, it is. One world, one planet, one earth, one people, one heart, one power, one love, one love. Ain't what you feel, it's what you don't feel. And it ain't what you think you cannot do. We can't change the world if we cannot change our minds. We got to understand the reasons why. One love, one planet, one earth, one people, one heart, one power, one love, one world. Yeah, it ain't nothing wrong with what you're feeling. It's gonna come in time, and the truth is always revealing what's in the heart of all mankind. One love, one planet, one earth, one people, one heart, one power, one love, one world. One planet, one earth, one people, one heart, one power, one love, one world, one world, one planet, one earth, one people, one heart, one power, one love. quietly, everybody. All right, and on that note, it's time for you to please silence your cell phones, put them away. Then we're going to ask you to stand up. We're going to do our spiritual calisthenics with our opening song. Here we go. Everybody up and at 'em. 1, 2, 3, and...
All right, everybody, good morning. Let's go. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, say hello to somebody around you. Here we go. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded, hi David, we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. All right. All right. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Okay, I saw people exchanging numbers back there. What was that all about? No. What a friendly little group we are, right? Wow. Anyway, good morning. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living Palm Desert. It's wonderful to have you here. Even some of you layovers from the 9 o'clock that came a little late. Welcome. Thanks for hanging in there and coming to the next one. All right, so let's see what's going on. Today, Dale is going to be doing, the From Wounds to Wing, and she's going to be talking about her new book, Fear to Faith, Finding Solace in an Uncertain World. Ooh. So sign up. There's going to be a lunch, a light lunch, $20. It's a suggested love offering. And then you're going to come in here in the sanctuary, and Dale's going to give you her presentation. So it should be wonderful. Dr. Joe.
What? Oh, me. Oh, hi. Did I miss something? I start my class tomorrow, The Science of Successful Living. This book actually started me on a journey that actually kept me into ministry. This is, to me, the book of Science of Mind. We have a Science of Mind textbook, but when people say, what book do you recommend? Instead of that big, thick one, I say, this is the one, and I love teaching from this book. I'll be teaching at 9 o'clock in the morning, again at 6 p.m. You may have had the class before, but you aren't who you were before, so come again. All right? Because now you're going to look at it with whole new eyes. In fact, every time I teach a class, I notice that I've highlighted in green, then I highlighted in yellow, then I highlighted in blue, so everything's brown. All right? So every time I read it, it's a little bit different. So tomorrow at 6 o'clock, again at 9 a.m. and 6 p.m., you can interchange the classes. You don't have to worry about committing to the whole thing. But I'd love to see you there. Love offering, so as many people I can get would be the best, because I'd love to fill this place up, because this will change your life in 10 weeks.
And you could even come back twice.
Yes, people do that, actually.
That's right, because they're always a little different. And then Reverend Ruth Ann is going to be doing From Whence We Came, and that starts March 19th on Tuesdays at 9 a.m., and that is an accredited class if you're thinking about going through to practitioner training. And we're going to have one this fall. We have enough people that I think we're going to do one. So anyway, this is to find out the roots, find out who influenced Ernest Holmes and how this teaching evolved. So it's a wonderful class that she'll be teaching. And on March 19th at 11 o'clock, bring your computers, because Jeff Harrison is going to teach you how to get on Facebook, to set up your Facebook, for some of us that, may not know how. Because really... Because,
That's good, Scott. I like
yes.
that. That's good.
And regardless, for those of you who are already pros on it, make sure that when you see something that we post from the center, to make a comment and to share it with your friends, because that's how it gets pushed
Not
out
just
there.
like. But,
Yeah.
but hopefully,
But like
how
it-
many people are on Facebook? How many people have liked the Center for Spiritual Living? Put your hands back up, because by the time you get home, I want to see everybody with their hands up liking the Center for Spiritual Living Palm Desert. Post
And
a review
share it.
and post reviews on Yelp. You'd be surprised how many people, listen, literally, people are finding us on Yelp through the reviews and through Facebook. That's how they're doing it now. It used to be bring a friend. Now it's people are looking at us online and through our social media.
Yes.
So we're asking for your help. If you're digging it and loving it, make sure you share that, all right?
Yeah.
Share it, make comments. A like doesn't work, but share and comment and make it happen.
Yes. So still bring a friend, though. I mean, you can still do that.
Absolutely.
But
30 of them,
Tell
actually.
the world. Tell the world. All right, Dr. Joe, tell them about this.
Last week at the congregational meeting, did announce that we're going to one service in the summer. So that'll be at 10 o'clock. So we're kind of giving everybody a lot of fair warning, because it's going to be one service in the summer. We'll live stream it as well. But instead of having 2 half services, we want to have one full one. And so we'll see you at 10 o'clock, June through September. That's our summer.
And in a little while,
Today-
today we're going to be installing Reverend Rebecca, our newest Reverend. And so I know, we're so excited. And so we'll be having that ceremony. And then afterwards, before you go over and have lunch, have dessert. Because we've got cupcakes out there.
Eat dessert first.
Yeah, eat dessert first, you know. And so, congratulate Reverend Rebecca for that. So,
All right, let's welcome our guest artist. Man has literally been traveling the entire world. Literally. Austin Ray, one of our favorites. It was so funny. The woman who brought the offering up today, Anne Marie, she said, "I was here when Austin was the only music program. That was it. It was just Austin and a piano and a microphone. That was our music program." So Austin's been with us for a long time. So let's welcome Austin Ray, everybody.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you. It's very good to be here. A changing moment in my life happened when I finally heard beyond my ears. I heard Dr. Holmes saying, there is only one thing that needs to be healed, and that is your concept, your idea, your feeling that you are not fully unified with God itself, that you are a portion of God, that you are somehow separate from God. That is the only thing that needs to be healed. And when I realized my unity with God, that's when my life started to really change. And so, with deep respect this morning, I wanted to sing something really meaningful and sweet for you to honor that. 1, 2, 3. Let's start from the top, where we can agree that this is a place throughout history that welcomes us all to come and to be the very best that our hearts can be. We are one with God. We are one with God. We are one with God, and we feel the unity. So if you're brand new, no need to be shy. Just come right on in. You can sit by my side. You're gonna hear truth that's sure to inspire. It's all about love to lift you up higher. We are one with God. We are one with God. We are one with God, and we feel the unity. Let the guitar explain it a little bit better. There's only one thing that you need to know to open your heart and to free your soul. That you are a child, a loved one of His. You're never apart from all that God is. We are one with God. We are one with God. We are one with God, and we feel the unity. We are one with God. We are one with God. We are one with God, and we feel the unity. We are one with God, and we feel the unity. Yeah. We are one with God, and we feel the unity. Thank you
Buddy.
so much. Thank you.
Next time I want you to put yourself into it just a tad bit more. Is that all right? Awesome. Were they great? Let's hear the band and backup singers. First time he played it this morning, I felt like I should have like big gloves on and start taking them. Da, 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 da. I did. I felt like we were on, what was that show with Share the, anyway. What is our mission? Oh, let's talk about our mission. Okay. Every week we repeat our mission statement together as a faith community to remind us why we're here, why we're doing what we're doing. So please join me. We are a dynamic, open, and positive faith community that accepts all religions. Our mission is to awaken you to your divine nature, empowering you to create the life of your dreams. We are changing lives one heart at a time, and this is where we go into our quiet time. So take a deep breath in, hold it for a second, and then sigh on the exhale. One more time. Deep breath in, sigh on the exhale. Here we go. Stop trying to figure it out. Stop projecting. Stop looking in the rearview mirror. Just get totally present in this moment. Allow yourself to become open and receptive to today's message. And you'll know exactly what you need to know at the moment you need to know it. Deep breath in. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your love will light my way. Show me the way. Sing after me, please. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your joy will light my way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your peace will light my way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your truth will light my way. And your love will light my way. your joy will light my way, and your peace will light my way, and your truth will light my way.
I know that there is one and only one divine source of all that is, and I call that source God. Unconditional love, operating always for the highest and best good of all. I am a unique point in divine consciousness, and all of God's goodness flows through me in endless abundance. Freedom of choice is one of the many gifts of God. I am free to choose my actions, and my actions create the quality of my life experience. I am free to choose from a place of self-interest, and I'm free to choose from a place of universal love. Self-interest is limiting and restricts the flow of divine goodness. Universal love is expansive and allows God's goodness to flow freely. I choose love. I choose my actions from a place of universal love, knowing and trusting that divine goodness is always working for the highest and best good. I am grateful to know the truth that my self-interest is best served by letting go of it and choosing from universal love, where God's goodness always moves for the best. I release this word into the law of mind, knowing that it is already so. Please join me in saying, and so it is. Amen.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I awake in this holy silence. I hear all that never been said, and right here in this holy silence I find God when I find myself. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I awake in this holy silence. I hear all that needs to be said, and right here in this holy silence we find God when we find ourselves. Oh, and I find God when I find myself. And you find God when you find yourself. take a deep breath in and exhale out. Please join me. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we can live in harmony, and peace has come. 'Cause we are one. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we can live in harmony, and peace has come. 'Cause we are one. Last time through, here we go. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we can live in harmony, and peace has come. 'Cause we are one, and peace has come, and peace has come, 'cause we are one, 'cause we are one.
Unity. We are one. I can't think of a better song that expresses that than the one I'm about to sing. That's why I chose it. Now, I've become somewhat known for this song. It's very interesting. I found it and sang it for you about 10 years ago, and it's become one of my very signature songs. There is not a Princess Cruise show that I didn't sing this song. It's my way of sneaking our teaching in and touching the lives of people just through the back door, if you will. And it's amazing how people get it when you just give it to them in really simple form. He was driving home one evening in his beat-up Pontiac when an old lady flagged him down. Her Mercedes had a flat. He could see she was frightened, standing out there in the snow. And so he said, "I'm here to help you, ma'am. And by the way, my name's Joe." She said, "I'm from St. Louis, and I'm only passing through. There must have been 100 cars go by, and this is awful nice of you." When he'd fixed the tire, closed the trunk, about to drive away, she said, "How much do I owe you?" Here's what he had to say. "Well, ma'am, you don't owe me a thing, 'cause I've been there too. Someone once helped me out just the way I'm helping you. Now, if you really want to pay me back, here's what you do. Don't let the chain of love end with you." Well, a few miles down the road, that lady came to a small cafe. She went in to get a bite to eat and then just be on her way. But she couldn't help but notice how her waitress smiled so sweet. God, she must have been 8 months along. She looked dead on her feet. Now she didn't know her story. She probably never will. But when that waitress went to get her change from $100 bill, the lady slipped right out the door, and on a napkin she left a note. There were tears in that waitress' eyes when she read what she'd wrote. Well, darling, you don't owe me a thing, 'cause I've been there too. And someone once helped me out just the way I'm helping you. Now, if you really want to pay me back, here's what you do. Don't let the chain of love end with you. Well, that night, when she got home from work, the waitress climbed into bed. And she was thinking about the money and what that sweet lady's note had said. And her husband lay there sleeping, so she whispered soft and low, everything's gonna be all right. And I love you, Joe. Thank you very much.
Austin Ray, everybody.
Thank you.
Good job, Austin.
Thank you.
So, now you get to see me do one of my official duties. Just hold for a second. Ministers, Board of Trustees, licensed practitioners, and congregation, we are gathered here today to install Rebecca Van Kotterman as a staff minister at the center. A staff minister at the Center for Spiritual Living serves to assist the spiritual director and to be of service to the congregation. Every minister in the Science of Mind must have first received a license and recognition as a practitioner before they can be licensed as a minister. Therefore, she will always serve as a practitioner to the needs of the people when that call is made. I now present to the Board of Trustees and the congregation of this Center for Spiritual Living Palm Desert, Reverend Rebecca, come on up. And your family, bring them on up. And step up here if you would, please. I know, repeat from the 9, right? But I want everybody to see this. It's important that we all witness this together, both services, because this minister represents both congregations all the time. Okay. The first thing I want to do is read the Declaration of Principles. This was written by Dr. Ernest Holmes, and it says what we believe, and as religious scientists and members, people who follow the science of mind. We believe in God, the living Spirit Almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. We believe in the individualization of the Spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. We believe in the eternality, the immortality, and the continuity of the individual soul forever and ever expanding. We believe that heaven is within us, and that we experience it to the degree that we become conscious of it. We believe the ultimate goal of life is a complete freedom from all discord of every nature, and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God is one God. We believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. We believe in the direct revelation of truth through our intuitive and spiritual nature, and that anyone may become a revealer of truth who lives in close contact with the indwelling God. We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. We believe in healing of the sick through the power of this mind. We believe in the control of conditions through the power of this mind. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God. Having reflected on those principles, do you accept these principles and promise to adhere to them and make them the basis of your teaching?
I do.
Do you so consecrate yourself to this ministry so that you will do your utmost at all times to reflect divine consciousness in all that you think, say, and do? Do you so dedicate yourself that you will be constantly aware of the Spirit within all people and that you will see only the perfect spiritual person, perfect in mind, body, and spirit?
I do.
Do you promise to minister faithfully and lovingly to the people of this center and to seek ever to be an example of moderation, patience, and loving kindness?
I do.
May the Spirit who empowers you to do all these things grant you the strength to faithfully perform the same, as in consciousness you respond to the promptings of the Spirit within you. We seal this ceremony in truth as together we say, and so it is. Amen. Through the authority vested in me by Centers for Spiritual Living, Golden, Colorado, and acting on behalf of this congregation, I do install you here and now as a staff minister of the Center for Spiritual Living, Palm Desert, with all the rights, privileges, and obligations as a staff minister. Teach, heal, and minister to these people. The God of peace dwells richly in your heart through the love and makes your labor fruitful unto eternal life. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in acknowledging and congratulating Reverend Rebecca. Congratulations. Join her on the patio after the service.
Thanks, Joe.
Eat dessert first. Yeah, this is not happening for very long. All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Okay, so today I want to do a talk based on the science of successful living to give you a preview if you decide to come to class of what is being taught. Again, this book totally changed my life. It was the roadmap to my faith in this process and in this center. I highly recommend that you just listen and dive in. Now, these are the words, most of these are the words of Dr. Raymond Charles Barker. Let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Raymond Charles Barker. He ran the church in New York City, the first church of religious science in New York City. He was a brilliant man. He is very direct. He tells it like it is. Sometimes it's like a spiritual slap in the face. It's so strong, all right? Dr. Raymond was actually here the night he made his transition. He was teaching from a class the way he liked to teach was with a card table, and he sat on a metal chair and a card table right in that spot where that piano is. Later that evening, he made his transition. So the last people to actually hear him teach were members of the center. He's a brilliant man, and I love teaching Raymond. All right, here's your affirmation. God is where I am, and a phase of God is what I want. Say that with me, please. God is where I am, and a phase of God is what I want. What we want is a new phase, an expanded phase, one that evolves into something greater. We're always in a phase and function of this spirit, but what we ask for, what we're requesting in this idea is, I want to live bigger, better, in a more grand experience. So we ask for a new phase in our life. When we make that declaration, we open the door to possibilities. So that declaration in and of itself is an invitation to the universe to create a new phase in our life, a new wave, if you will. Does it make sense? This science does not teach that you can be happy, prosperous, and healthy all the time. That would be nonsense. We don't teach you that you can be happy and healthy and prosperous all the time. That's crazy. Life happens. I mean, relationships happen. Health happens. All those things happen in our world. We can't guarantee that, but we do this. All right? All right? However, this science does teach that you can greatly improve your mental attitudes, and as a result, you will certainly be happier, healthier, and have greater ease in finance. Do I hear an amen to that? Amen. Who here wouldn't want to be happier and healthier and have greater ease in finance, in your creativity and what you do? So to me, this entire thing is, look, we're not here to teach you that life can be perfect. We're here to give you some tips and some clues and some spiritual principles that you can use to make everything better. Acknowledge? All right, here we go. So let's look back. It's cold in here. Is it cold in here? I'm sorry, William. He's doing everything. William is running lights and the sound. He's painting the church while we talk. He was up on the roof earlier, fixing the air conditioning, plumbing. Sorry about that, William. All right, so let's look back. Some people were not raised in a religion that believed these things, okay? And what Raymond says about that is this: your religion should have taught you to believe in the goodness of life, its endless opportunities, and your ability to achieve what you want, for the living Spirit dwells in you. Now, if you're unhappy, that's hard to digest. In fact, I think that a lot of people who come to this center are driven here by their unhappiness in the religion that they were born or raised in, because it doesn't feed them and allow them to have these endless opportunities of expression. They feel judged. They feel like there's rules that you have to follow in order to get into a place called heaven, and they're already living in hell. Sound familiar? So when he talks about these other religions, and he gets a little judgy. He gets a little judgy, and I have to tell you, that's kind of like, But that's Raymond. I love that, all right? If you're unhappy, that's hard to judge. That's what we should have been taught, all right? Together, please. God is where I am, and a phase of God is what I want. Your mind is a directing center of life. Your mental conclusions are your only limitations. Your mental conclusions are your only limitations. Someone can limit you in what they tell you, but it's not until you agree with them that it becomes your cap. Does that make sense? There are no shut doors and no finalities in this world. Really? Because I know in my own personal life, there have been times when I've gone, oh my God, it's over. I don't know how I'm going to go on. This is it. There's no more opportunity. That's it. My ship has sailed. And I believed it. And I sat in that misery for days, months, sometimes years, thinking that something had passed me by and that opportunity would never open up again. To believe this is him, to believe you are at the end of the road is stupid. Oh my God, see, if I said that, I would get emails. People would complain, are you calling me stupid? But to believe that this is the end, that's just not right. It's stupid. It's a waste of your time, your effort, your energy, your consciousness. You're the directing center of your life. The only limitations you have are the ones you place on yourself. Your doors are always opening. Say that. My doors are always opening. Say it. My doors are always opening. And sometimes the windows to jump out of. It's all good, though. As long as they stay open. Things that open means flow. Here we go. Organized religion. Ooh, here we go. Little Raymond here. Organized religion has insisted upon the degradation of the individual. It worked, but eventually people realized it kept them in bondage for thousands of years. For a lot of people, and this is where it got judgy, but this is where it kind of, okay. Organized religion sometimes doesn't really tell you you're the best. You have it within you. The power is within. It doesn't tell you that. Sometimes it says you're a worthless sinner. If you were told that, say, go to hell. Say it again. They're already there. But that's the idea that you have to discard. You have to discard that idea because for thousands of years they were kept in bondage to that idea. And maybe you were too. And a lot of people are brought into this teaching because they feel like, I've got to break the chains of my life. I've got to do something new and exciting. I know that God is for me, not judging me or punishing me. That's what brings us there. About the only place you can find joyous praise today is in the Pentecostal or fundamentalist churches. Wow. He writes this, and I love that. But there's a truth to that. Have you ever been to a Pentecostal or fundamentalist church? All right? They're growing by leaps and bounds. And why is that? Why, I can tell you, because in both the recognition of God is paramount and the expectation that God will do wonderful things here and now is emphasized. And they celebrate. They're on the chairs. They're yelling and screaming. I'm loving it. When I go there, I'm shy. They look at me and go, he's so quiet. But I love that idea. I love the idea that, and I think we're moving in that area too. We're moving into that area of praise and worship, if that makes sense. Okay? Because I think we have to have that level of excitement, that enthusiasm, and I also think we all need to buy into the fact that God is right here and now, and the expectation, there's an expectation that here and now, God is, I am, we are, and it's all moving together as one. For the greater good. Ooh. So that means the things that are happening in the world around us are part of a greater meaning that we may not see at the moment. There may be something underneath. In fact, I probably can guarantee you that there is something underneath the current of discord that's happening all around us, that's actually working for us. We're just in the rapids of the river. Does that make sense? We're just in the rapids, feeling the tumultuous thing, going up and down and feeling like we're going under at times. But it's actually moving us in the direction of our good. We just have to know that we can stay on the ride. All right? And that from this, all good things are happening. You can't have sanity without self-acceptance. Say that, please. You can't have sanity without self-acceptance. Do you believe that to be true? Yeah, I know, but it's kind of a weak yes, because some of us can't accept ourselves. And that's why we say to ourselves, I think I'm going crazy. Right? Either way, you will have consciously or subconsciously accepted yourself. Your judgment may not be known to you, but it is so, and I added, and your friends and family know it. Anybody? And maybe you. And it may be someone else that you're looking at, and you go, okay, wait a minute, they don't have their own self-acceptance, which is why they're living in a state of misery. Self-acceptance has a lot to do with Buddhism, and Buddhism is like this. Buddha said, what is. Simple, but yet more profound than anything else. What is. Okay, I can't fight what is. I can change tomorrow, but why fight what is? It's no fight right here, just what is. Just accept that this is my spot right now. Right now. Key. Right now. But my spot for later, we're going to talk about in a minute. All right? All right. Don't wonder why things are the way they are. Look at the way you're using your conscious mind. Don't ask yourself, why, God, why? Don't ask yourself that question. That question isn't relevant. One has to look at what's going on in your mind to see why is why. Why this is, why whatever is in your life is happening. One only needs to look as far as what they've been thinking about as to how the world is dealt with. Don't ask why, God, why. Think about what you've been dealing in your consciousness, which is difficult because sometimes, look at discipline cause and you will have a disciplined effect. Things don't just happen, they're caused. And we are caused to all of our effects. And now some people may say, well, I didn't do such and such or so and so, but you know what? We're all a part of this cause and effect relationship. I sign on to many causes when I sign on into relationships, when I sign into my health, when I sign into my creativity. I know that it's going to cause things that may have effects that I want and may have effects that I don't want. If it has effects that I don't want, what do I need to change? The cause. Not the other person, me. Discipline cause, and you will have a disciplined effect. Some of us lack discipline. Imagine that. Krispy Kreme donut is building in Palm Desert across from Costco. Just saying. I'm programming my car to avoid that road. Just can't go there. All right. Together, please. God is where I am, and a phase of God is what I want. Jesus taught, and this is my words, thought crimes. We commit thought crimes. Anytime we're not, he advised right thinking, great forgiving, and wise loving. Those you do in the mind, not the body. He actually taught that we commit thought crimes all the time when we're not thinking that way. That's a crime. Those are thought crimes. I'm committing a thought crime knowing full well that there's going to be some sort of a result, and I'm going to be convicted of that because it would have been my thoughts that created it. Now, here we go. One of the greatest thought crimes that we have known to humankind right now, are you ready for it? WebMD. Google my symptoms. Funded by Kaiser. One of the biggest thought crimes we have is that entire thing. I'm going to Google my illness. And then guess what? Then we start showing all the symptoms. We're like, oh my God, yes, I do experience that. Oh my gosh, I do experience this, that, or the other thing. I mean, the reality is that we actually create these thought crimes and then we start experiencing them. And then they become part of our body experience. And we wonder why we got it. We usually went searching for it. Think about all the things that you try to avoid that you think about avoiding. And then you wonder when you think about avoiding that that's actually feeding them into your experience. Does that make sense? The things I'm trying to avoid, I'm actually feeding into my experience. You cannot withdraw from life. The way of the hermit, the religious recluse, or fanatic is as much out of balance as the materially dominated individual. Dr. Costin and Dr. Tom and Dr. Bill, my other teacher, used to say, if the only books you have on your nightstand are self-help and metaphysical books, you're out of balance. If the only thing that's what you're working on, there has to be a sense of balance. And we think about that. There has to be a sense of balance in everything we do, because if not, we're the same as people who are just dominated by money or materialism, right? Look, we can get people who are just dominated by this whole thing. It's like, wait, balance, Joe, balance. Everything comes in balance. All right, you are not a victim. Ooh, this is one of them that he smacks up a little bit. You are not a victim of circumstance, heredity, or environment. Too many people have used those as excuses while others have thrived in spite of the conditions. Ooh, man, that hurts. Because that was been my excuse for a long time. I can rely on these things just to say, well, you know, everybody in my family is big boned. And loves cheeseburgers. Right? But see, I can make an excuse about that, or I can do something about it, right? And all it takes is what? What do you think? Get it? A new idea. In the science of successful living, everything that we do is contingent upon one thing only. Those three words, say it. A new idea. When is the last time you had one? Seriously, when is the last time you had a new idea that wasn't brought up by somebody else? That wasn't brought up, or you're doing it because someone else mentioned it. When is the last time you had a new idea about your life and how you wanted to live your life? That you had the new idea. New ideas change. If not, you keep regurgitating the same old experience because there's nothing new added. Together, please. God is where I am, and a phase of God is what I want. Most people want their traditional spiritual props. They never think to modernize their religious life the way they modernize their homes. They update their modern comforts, but not their 300-year-old traditions or beliefs. Ouch! But we're not living in the same world that we used to live in. I mean, I implore people to update your religious beliefs. Even myself, I've got to constantly keep on that, because if not, I get into a rut myself. We have to continue to update, expand, and not just rest on what we've known for years and years and years and years. They're my grandparents taught me, or my grandparents, or whatever the doctrine says. That's relying on old stuff. Look at 10 years ago. Okay, look back. I remember when phones, you had to dial. Now, I talk to my car and it dials itself. Call Trey. Beep, 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 beep. I'm like, there's no dial here. I mean, I'm not sure if some people who are married to doctrines have the concept that, look, we've got to continue to expand, because if not, we hold back and contract as everything else expands. We get smaller as other things get bigger. Does that make sense? Because I'm not getting bigger. If I just hold back, I'm actually shrinking, because the bigger things are getting bigger and I'm staying the same size, which appears smaller because everything around me is expanding. Does that make sense? I have no idea where that came from. Okay, good. This will not appeal to those who need a God to justify their illnesses, bankruptcies, and trials, and certainly not those who need a heaven or hell. Don't you love him? He would say stuff that if I said on a Sunday, you guys would write me letters. You would yell at me and walk out like people just did. Okay, here we go. Use your present aliveness, your present ideas and feelings to create your present good. But know your next idea to fulfill. Use your present aliveness and your present ideas to live this present moment, but know where you're going next. Do you have an idea? Have you planted it firmly in the mind of God, or is it something you're mulling over? If you're always mulling it over, it's like taking the seeds and keeping them in the trunk of your car and never planting them. Does that make sense? Yes. You have to know, use your present aliveness and that to deal with what's in the present, but know where you're going. Speak your truth into law and know where you're going. If you can't identify it, how can the universe provide it? So that to me is one of the key components in the science of successful living. A new idea. And if your idea of where you're going is a repeat of what you used to do, then that's not anything new, it's a repeat. And if you've ever tried to repeat something that you've done already, gone to the same vacation a second time and realized it wasn't as magical, you remember because the first time it was the first time? Anybody? You know what I'm talking about? Trying to recreate the old isn't falling into new, it's recreating the old. And guess what happens when you recreate the old? It gets old. And lacks creativity. We lull ourselves into that. Trey and I are on this quest right now, both of us actually. We're about, what is okay? We know what to do to create our present aliveness, but how do we unfold the next part of our lives? And what does that look like? And what am I planting the seeds for so that when they manifest? I mean, we can't just keep the seeds in the trunk. We actually have to do it, because every day is another day toward the day we want to have that happen. So don't procrastinate, don't wait, don't hold back. Start planting the seeds about your what's next, the next idea to fulfill. When you do that, then you're messaging the universe. A phase of God is what I want, and this is what it looks like. All right, universe, do your stuff. That's the demand. Didn't mean to do that. That's the demand the universe is expecting from us. Expecting from us. Its ears are wide open all the time. Make sure you're delivering the message that you actually want to experience. Not the one you're trying to define, not the one you're trying to get over, but the one you desire to experience. Last time, here we go. Last time. God is where I am, and a phase of God is what I want. And so ends your lesson. Thank you, everybody. And don't forget to join Reverend Rebecca on the patio. Congratulate her. If you don't need a cupcake, at least congratulate her for the hard, intense work that she put forward to get that ministerial credential, all right? Thank you.
Thank you. All right, please, I'd like the ushers to come forward. And those of you that are live streaming, there's a button there for you to donate, or you can also text your offering as we prepare for our offering. Okay. So let us say our prayer together. I offer this gift with joy and gratitude. I receive freely and give freely, knowing the law of circulation is working perfectly in my life and the life of this center. All right.
Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. It's up to me to be thankful. It's up to me to be kind. It's up to me to be grateful. It's up to me. It's up to me. Please stand and sing with us on this last chorus. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life.
Right. All right, so tell everybody your name and how long you've been here.
My name is Russ Schaefer. I've been coming to the center for 2 years, and this center has given me more than I can even think to explain.
Oh, and he's such a crybaby. I always see him up here crying.
It moves me. It's
I know.
joyous.
That's because you have a big heart, Russ. All right. All right, so let's just bless our offering together. We bless this collective offering and receive it with gratitude, knowing it is spirit in action as this currency flows through our center and beyond. It blesses many lives, including my own. Please give the basket to Annie, our chair. Thank you, Russ. All right. Thank you, Dale. All right. So at this time, I'd like to welcome our visitors. If you are here for the first time, please don't be bashful. Please stand. We have a gift for you, and we'd love to welcome you. Yes, welcome. Oh, I just loved how you bounced up right away. Anybody else? That's right. Are you over there? Are you here for the first time? No? Oh, I thought I saw you stand up. All right. Anyway, what we gave you is a CD with information about our center. If you don't mind, please stop by the foyer table and turn that CD in and get a couple of Dr. Joe's talks. We welcome you. And if you're from the Valley, we'd love for you to come back. If you're visiting, enjoy yourself. All right. And so also, would my practitioners please stand? All my practitioners, ministers that are here. This is part of your prayer team, our prayer team. And these practitioners are over in the Ohm room. And there's William. William's doing the wave back there. Anyway, if you are going through anything, please, please, please stop over in the Ohm room and have a 1-minute miracle. Have them pray with you. We have miracles happen here all the time. And don't forget to come back and get your dessert. You don't have to eat it now. You could go have your lunch and then save it for that. Don't forget Dr. Joe's class starts this week, and we've got, look at every day of the week. Oh, nothing's happening on Sunday. What? No. Oh, I forgot service. No, just kidding. That was lame. I'm tired. It's been a long weekend. All right, so let me pray you out of here. All right. So knowing that there is only one thing, and that thing is spirit, divine intelligence, love, God, whatever your word is for that which is within you, which you are that creator. You are the creator of your universe. And so in that awareness, we declare and we know the peace, the love, and the joy that we are. We see it in the world. We lift up that consciousness with just who we are. So we are so grateful to have this wonderful place to come to that expands our awareness of who we are, that this music that opens our hearts every week, and this message that inspires you, that Dr. Joe gives every week to remind us of the truth of who we are. And so I know that each one of us are those spiritual warriors. We are the ones, we are the light that this world needs and is seeking. And so we live by this example, and we inspire each other with this example. So I just know that this is the truth. I am so grateful for it and for each person that is here. And I just let go and let God, and together we say, and so it is. Amen. Have a great week, everyone. Don't forget to get your cupcakes. Come back and see Dale.
Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say,